Okay, today we're doing the Smiths Sweet and Tender Hooligan. I keep wanting to say tender and sweet, but it is Sweet and Tender Hooligan. So anyway, this is requested, so here's another song for Smiths Friday. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, and let's just see what it's all about and get into it. And I'm probably not gonna be disappointed. So let's go.
He was the sweet and tender hooligan, hooligan. He said that he'll never do it again, and of course he won't. Not until the next time. He was the sweet and tender hooligan, hooligan. And he swore that he'll never do it again, and of course he won't. Not until the next time. Poor old man, he had an accident with a 3-bar fire, but that's okay, because he wasn't very happy anyway. A poor woman, strangled in her very own bed as she read, but that's okay, cause she was old and she would have died anyway. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan, hooligan, because he'll never do it again. Not until the next time. True, you've heard every word, so before you decide, would you look into those motherly eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love, you, my love, you, my love. True, you've heard every word, but before you decide, would you look into those motherly eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love you just for you, my love. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan, hooligan, because he'll never do it again. And in the midst of life we are in death, etc. The hooligan, hooligan, because we'll never do it again. And in the midst of life we are in death, etc. 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 In the midst of life we are in death, etc.
You put on Do Not Disturb, and they still disturb you. So anyway, that was Sweet Tender Hooligan by the Smiths. And I'll say right now, this is one of my favorite Smith songs that I've reacted to in a long time. And I like pretty much every Smith song. Well, I do like every Smith song that I listen to, but some of them, are higher rated than others. I can't talk. And I'm kind of surprised by the views here on the video. It has less than 30,000. I mean, there's different videos about it, but this one's, I don't know if this was on their main page. No, it's not the actual main page of the Smiths. But yeah, I don't think it's very, like, one of their most well-known tracks, but it's very good. I mean, I really like the rhythm of it, the melody, everything. It's just the lyricism again is always on point with I was gonna say Morrissey with Morrissey, and just I mean with I'll just say right at the start with he was a sweet and tender hooligan, and he said he'd never do it again, never do it again, and of course he won't. Oh, and not until the next time. It's just he's just going in on it. I mean, it's just again, it's kind of like there's funniness to it, and with the verses here. I mean, the first verse, poor old man, he had an accident with a 3 bar fire, but that's okay because he wasn't very happy anyway. Poor woman strangled in her very own bed as she read, but that's okay because she was old and she would have she would have died anyway. It's just, I mean, these lyrics are just hilarious. I don't know, like, uh, I mean, to some people, but for me and my humor here, it's very uh, funny. So yeah, quite droll. So anyway, let's get into some of the about of the song from Genius.com. It says Morrissey uses sarcasm, yeah, and satire to ridicule the justice system in the way of how it forgives the young, sweet and tender hooligans. All right. In the song, he's playing a role of a satirical defense to the person who has committed all of the crimes, and he mockingly tries to justify the murders. The song was released as a standalone single, and it says it's on the album "Louder Than Bombs" from 1987, and also written by Johnny Marr Morrissey. As always, release date 1987. So yeah, just released as a standalone single. I guess it wasn't on any album on its own, just a compilation album. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into some annotations. Even though I already talked about some of the lyrics, let's just see some annotations now. And there's always a lot of annotations for a Smith song because I mean, there's just so many Smiths fans out there, always checking up on this kind of stuff. So anyway, with the first chorus, like I said, he was a sweet and tender old hooligan, hooligan. He said he'd never do it again. Oh, not until the next time. Most people can look past someone's mistakes if they are young. In this instance, this youngster has committed a crime of sorts and has obviously lied, saying he's learned his lesson, but it's apparent to himself and others that he will inevitably repeat his actions. First verse, poor old man, he had an accident. So it says the old man and the woman were brutally killed, but the crimes committed against them by the hooligan should be forgiven, not only because he is young and as yet and has his innocence and kind mind, but also because these two people were old and wouldn't have lasted many years anyway. Morrissey criticizes how easily these young delinquents can see themselves freed from any kind of punishment because of their innocent nature, while at the same time, actually innocent people are killed but are ignored because their old lives don't matter as much as younger ones. What a nice future the world is destined to have. Oh my. So then we go on with the second chorus. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan, because he'll never do it again. Not until the next time. So it says most people. Okay, so it's the same annotation, but I just really love the use of the word never there. He says it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You know, it's just like the whole thing. Like you can see a kid in court saying, "Oh, I'll never do it again." It's just when they're obviously going to do something bad again. Verse 2, jury, you've heard every word, so before you decide, would you look into those mother me eyes? So addressing the jury, asking them to decide, but before they do, would you look into his innocent eyes? Perhaps the boy grew up without a mother to guide him. I love you for you love my love. Hold on, I love you for you love. I love you for you my love. You my love, you my love, you my love. My goodness. Uh, and the annotation there. The hooligan is expressing false feelings for the jury in order to escape punishment. Um, it's the same stuff again. So we'll skip that. So then this third chorus, don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan because I'll never do it again. And in the midst of life, we're in death, etc. The song might have an extra layer of meaning, a little less literal than most interpretations lead us. Maybe the author is using the hooligan's judgment as a parable to make us ask ourselves, when do we really judge and when do we forgive ourselves and others? Do we really believe our lovers or our children when they say they won't relapse, or do we pretend to believe them because we love them? Why do we accept often lame excuses and promises? So it goes on, just like it's questioning our own sensibility, and it's quite the question. I mean, my goodness. And with the outro here, I just love. I mean, I never heard in a song somebody say etc. so many times, but etc. 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 In the midst of life, we are in debt, etc. So Morrissey is doubly or maybe triply quoting here The phrase, in the midst of life, we are in death, is from the Book of Common Prayer and often used in British burials, my goodness, as a sort of memento mori, to remind us that death will come to us all and to live is to ever approach death. So I'm not surprised again here that Morrissey is grabbing, information, inspiration from like a book. It's not the first time I've seen it. So it's always nice to see him include, quotes or just things that he read somewhere else. I don't know, I just like how he does that in a lot of Smith's songs and of course songs of his own. And then with the last lines here, just will you free me? Will you find me? Will you free me? Will you find me? Will you free me? Free me? Free me? Free me? Free me? And yeah, and then it repeats and it says, how will you find me? Find me, find me, find me. So it's another little question. So here's the annotation. So the hooligan is asking for the help of the jury, strongly persuading them to forgive his crimes. So yeah, Morrissey really went in here on this young person, trying to get out of this young hooligan. And I mean, I'm a little taken aback because when I think about this, I would think, Morrissey. I mean, a lot of the Smith songs, dealt with some taboo subjects and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess I do get it though that he's like, sometimes I would think that he would be on the side of the hooligan, but here he's definitely, I would say he's definitely not. And so that I'm a little, I don't know, it's just a little bit, I don't know why I would just assume that he would be on the side of the hooligan, but yeah, that just like took me aback for a second. But obviously the hooligan's a piece of crap, so whatever. But yeah, I mean you're killing an old man and an old woman, my goodness. So yeah, it's just great sarcasm, great tongue-in-cheek, the usual stuff, satire. And it's just a great way to ridicule, the system and how a kid could probably get off of something just because they're innocent and it's just because they act sweet and they could say I never had a mother, stuff like that. It's just very well written, and the rhythm of the song is so fast. I mean, this song, it was what? How long was the song? It was 3:40. I mean, the song probably could have been like 5 minutes if you like slowed down. But it just I just love the pace, and yeah. So I guess that's about it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the request. Thanks for liking and commenting and subscribing. Really appreciate it all. I got like 550 subscribers or something like that. It's nuts. So, or as the British say, it's mental. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.